Hi friends, it's Sarah, the owner and maker behind Multifarious Nature. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're a new viewer, big welcome to you. And if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. I'm glad you guys are here for another episode, and hopefully you'll find it very interesting. If you do like it, please make sure you like it by hitting the thumbs up. And if you hit subscribe, you'll be notified when new videos are posted. So I always like to say that. It helps me out a lot, and it's something that you could do that just takes a moment of your time, and it really helps my brand. And just by liking and subscribing, then more people with similar interests to you will be able to find me as well. So I always appreciate that. So for those of you that have already subscribed and liked my videos, thank you so much. And your comments are definitely always welcome, and I love chatting with you guys. So thank you again. So we'll dive right into shop update. So shop update, I'm going to be dyeing Advents, you guys. I'm so excited. So I'm going to be starting the process of dyeing this year's Advent, the 2023 Advent. They are 4 sock sets that are one-of-a-kind colorways that are going to be so beautiful, layered, speckling, wonderful. I'm so excited. I can hardly stand myself. So I'm going to be dyeing those up, definitely starting tomorrow. And I'm really excited to start that process. And then, of course, next week I'll be taking a break from dyeing because Michigan Fiber Festival will be going on. It's very exciting. So as far as shop update goes, there is one more Advent available in the shop if you do want to get your paws on one. I may or may not dye up an extra just in case anybody misses out and really wants one. I think I might dye up an extra one, possibly. It's very highly likely that I will dye up an extra one because I want to make sure that nobody misses out if they really want one. So, sorry. I've been outside today and it's wonderful outside. So, yes. So make sure that you guys grab a cup of something refreshing or cozy, depending on where you're at in this wonderful world that we live in. I made some cucumber water because cucumbers are coming in like wild right now in our garden. I'm so incredibly thankful, and it makes amazing water. So a quick, fun, refreshing water recipe is literally just take 1 cucumber. It doesn't matter what size it is. I mean, like your average size is the go-to, but if you have a teeny one, you can use that too. Just obviously rinse it off, slice it up. No need to peel it, just slice it up. And I plop it into some nice cold water. And then you can add other things too as well. I really like adding a little bit of lemon to it, fresh lemon, and I just slice that up, put it in there, let it soak for at least an hour at the most, or at the least I guess, like an hour to really get those flavors in there. And oh, it is so refreshing, and it hits the spot when you need something in the morning too, when you first wake up. It has been my go-to morning beverage. When I get up, I try to have a glass of water right away when I wake up, and it is so good. So there you go. Something fun and refreshing if you're looking for something like that. Yeah, slight tangent. More shop update, end of things. I think that's pretty much it for shop update. There's, of course, lots of fun goodies currently available in the shop, but if you do see that there's a colorway that is not labeled as limited edition, then I can dye up more of that for you. So if you want like a sweater's quantity or something of that nature, or more than I currently have in the shop, just reach out to me. If you hit contact me, preferably through the website, if you contact me through there, it sends me an email, and I've had multiple. That's how I usually get custom orders, is through that. It's super helpful. And if you just zap me a message with the color that you're interested in and you'd like it dyed up on whichever base, I have a list of my bases on my website. If you go on if it's on a computer, your left side of your screen, and scroll down to base information, click on that, and then any of those bases there, let me know. And custom orders do take, like, I'd say at least, I do say about 4 weeks for custom orders, 4 or 6 weeks, but it may be sooner than that. It just has to deal with when I can get. If I don't have it in stock, I have to order it, yada yada. Anyway, but yes, if you do see a colorway that is not labeled as limited edition and you want it, please reach out to me. Do not hesitate. I love to hear from you guys, and I love doing custom orders. That is my jam. So definitely don't be afraid to reach out. I love hearing from you guys. So, yes, and if you have any questions, always reach out. More than happy to answer. Here goes the sniffles. All right. So we're going to get right into things here. I have a finished object, you guys. Oh my gosh. And I'm not wearing it. I would be wearing it. But the reason I'm not wearing it is I guess I can talk about what I'm wearing really quick before I get into the finished object. So I love supporting other fellow makers, and one of my favorite garment designers out there, she repurposes either vintage fabric, vintage or clothing that has been worn in the past, and repurposes it, refashions it. Her brand is Seams by Sarah. This is not sponsored. I just absolutely adore her aesthetic. I adore what she represents. I adore her clothing. I have purchased multiple of her items. They kind of range in price. Obviously they're what do you call it? One size fits most is what she says, but she has, all of them are varying sizes, and she has all the measurements of her finished items, and they're all one of a kind. Really cool. So for those of you that obviously, if you're a maker and you make sweaters and that kind of thing that are one of a kind and you love that aspect of it, you're gonna really appreciate her aesthetic and her clothing. She's all about trying to upcycle and turning something that someone may discard into a treasure. And this is one of the treasures. So this, I believe, was a fabric remnant that she had, and it is silk. It's 100% silk, and she dyed it. So a lot of times she'll take a fabric and then over dye it. So this one, I think she did an indigo over dye on it. I'm not going to totally stand up. It's a dress though. It is a sleeveless. It is very drapey. I'm going to back you up just so you can see a little bit, but you're not going to see the whole thing because I don't want to stand up. But it's very drapey. It has bust darts that she has in here. It is like A-line. It comes basically to my knee in the front, and then it's a high-low, so, or, yeah, high-low. So it goes from my knee in the front, and then there's a drape that goes down the back, and it's very comfortable, because it's 100% silk. It's very comfortable. It's probably, I said it was beautiful outside, but actually it's in the 80s, like, I'd say high 80s today, and quite humid, but this is very comfortable, very, very comfortable. It's super drapey, and because it's silk, it just breathes, and it's so comfortable. So I always recommend Seams by Sarah. This is one I purchased from her a couple years back. It's kind of become a tradition for me to purchase something from her when I can, and she does a lot of festivals around where I live. So I am in southwest, well, kind of west, but southwest Michigan. In the like Holland region area and that end of things. So if you're familiar with Holland, Michigan, that's kind of where I'm at. And she is from this general area as well. And so she does a lot of festivals over here. She also goes to other festivals outside of Michigan, but she primarily does a lot in Michigan. And she also sells online periodically. Excuse me. So I highly recommend that if you are at all interested in Seams by Sarah, excuse me, oh my word, I will provide a link to her Instagram because I find that is the absolute best way to stay on top of what she's up to. So she'll post about festivals, she does a lot of reels on there, and she'll also include new products, and she does sell through her website, and it's usually for a limited period of time, and then she takes those garments and sends them to brick and mortar shops that she, like, I think consigns with, or I'm not quite sure how it works, but she sells out of brick and mortar shops as well. So just a shout out to Seams by Sarah. I know sometimes once in a while she'll hop on, I think, and see my videos. I don't know. So if she hops on, hi Sarah. And she's always so kind. So if you do happen to go to any of her festivals, if you follow her on Instagram and go to any of her festivals, definitely say hi to her because yeah, she's just the friendliest person and such a wonderful spirit. So another wonderful Sarah out in the world. Anyway, now we'll get to finished objects. So that's why I wasn't wearing it, because I'm wearing this very comfortable dress, and I really wanted to give a shout out to Seams by Sarah. But I finished my Remy camisole. So here is my Remy camisole. It is completely finished. I have, well, completely as in I haven't woven in the ends, but it just finished drying, you guys. So I wanted to show you so badly that I just didn't have time to weave in the ends. But it is done. Blacked, wash blacked. I just need to weave in the ends. And this beauty is done. I tried it on. It fits quite well. It's a little cropped. By little cropped, it's going to hit pretty much the top of my jeans. And I usually wear like high-waisted jeans-ish. They're usually like high-waisted or high-rise. So I'd say it's a little bit shorter than I would have liked per se. I followed the recipe though, because, and I did knit further. So believe it or not, if I had went to pattern, it would have actually been pretty cropped. So I did actually knit it longer. It does fit me a lot better than the first one I did. I did use the correct needle size this time, and I did not follow all of, which this was risky. I did not follow all of the repeats for the top like triangles, because it suggested if you didn't want as deep of a bust to not do one. And I feel like by doing another, like if I had done another repeat, it would have given me more room under my arm. It's not terrible, but at the moment it's just a little bit tighter than I probably would normally do. However, the front I feel like is at a considerably comfortable spot, where I feel like if I had done another repeat of the pattern, it would have been quite a bit deeper, because the V is in the front and on the sides, and I feel like I probably would have been a little uncomfortable with the depth of the V. So right now I feel very comfortable with it. It's still a little saucy, but it's not so risque that you feel like you can't go out in public. So I do feel pretty confident, as long as it doesn't like temperature drop and it gets freezing. I'm pretty confident that I'll be wearing this to the Michigan Fiber Festival. So you may, if you see me, I'll probably be wearing this and say hi. I'd love to meet you and say hi to you guys. So that was the Remy camisole, or Remy camisole by Cadre. And yeah, loved that knit. It was very fun. It was so nice. I knit it twice. So I knit the first one, and it was a little too risque for me to wear out in public. So I knit it again with a different yarn, and there you have it. There you have it, you guys. I do feel like I might still reknit the other one, but not this year. I'm done with the summer tops. Unless I do a bralette, I am totally mentally shifting towards fall garments, because there is a point where you kind of shift, because you want to start knitting it, because when it gets cold, you want to be able to wear it, right? So I am all for it now, and I've been seeing so many beautiful fall colors coming out. I have some beautiful fall colors in my head to dye as well. So, oh my gosh, so many creative juices flowing. I love the fall. The fall breathes deep, rich colors, which are definitely my wheelhouse. I have some fun, bright colors too, but I am a deep jewel tone colored person to my core. I love it so much. So I love fall. I do, but I also like summer. I do like summer. So I'm not ready for the like warmer weather to be gone. However, I am all there for some fall colors. As far as like knitting goes and things of that nature, I do not want it to be fall yet, because in Michigan, fall seems to only last for like a week. It does sound silly, but I kid you not, it goes so fast. The leaves change and drop within, oh gosh, maybe a month, maybe. Feels like so short. Fall feels like it's literally at the most a month, and that's it. So I don't want it to be fall yet. I love fall, but I don't want it to be fall yet. I also have other finished objects, you guys. Oh my gosh, can you believe it? So I'm very proud of myself. I have achieved 2 goals. First goal, the Remy camisole, because I want to wear that to Michigan Fire Festival. And my other goal was donations for Knit Michigan. They're taking comfort items. So comfort items for people fighting cancer and those that may have had mastectomies or are getting chemotherapy. So I created some comfort items, and I'm so proud of myself for getting them done. I knew I could do it, but I knew it was gonna be needles ready. So I've got my 3 sets of knitted knockers. I did all size D. So here is the first one I did was this one. So it's a very, like, this is my medium color. It's kind of a taupey neutral. And that was my first, so I did a set of those. I have to make the tags for these still, but that doesn't count as separate. I made this one is my super light color. They're all different bases. This was Valley yarn. This is Cascade Ultra Pima, which is very soft by the way. It's the Ultra Pima Fine. And then we have this beauty, which is, got some dog fur on it. Oh dear. This is the darker shade that I had created as well. So these are all size D. And then this is, I can't remember the brand of this one. Let's see. So I have Southwick by Valley Yarns, Cascade, and bear with me guys, I'm pretty sure I have it in here. I'm pretty sure I do. Cleo yarn by Plymouth yarn. So just so you know, in case you plan on making a pair of knitted knockers, I did a size D. So this is just for your information in case you were going to make them. I ordered multiple skeins of these colors. I only used 1 skein for this set. I ordered 2. So I clearly have enough that I can make a whole nother set if I would choose to. I don't think I'm going to this time around, but that doesn't mean that I won't. But I only used 1 skein for this, so just so you know. And that was the Ultra Pima Fine, so it's actually the 50 gram skein, so I really didn't use that much. And then this one, I did use both balls, or I should say 1 3/4 of the Southwick, so I did bust into the other ball of Southwick. And then the Cleo yarn, I also only used 1. I have very little left of the first ball. Same with the Cascade, I only have a little left, but I did get it out of 1. So just so you guys know, because if you're sometimes you're not afraid, but it is an investment. It's an investment of time. It's an investment of money to do these donations. But it's amazing that in 1 skein I could get a whole set of a size D, which is a decent size. I was able to get a whole set out of 1. If you were going to go a size up with the cup size, I definitely say you probably need 2 skeins. But if you're going to do a size D or smaller, you definitely could get it out of 1 skein. I think you definitely could. So just so you guys know, in case you would like to also make some knitted knockers. So there is that. And then I also created 2 chemo hats. I already talked about these in a past video, but I want to talk about them again because my goal was to complete all of these things together. So like I said, I have this cute little chemo hat here that has some lace work. I have to block all of these. I was going to do that today. And then this cute one that has this ribbing or like a checkerboard rib. So I was able to complete them, and I'm so proud and grateful, because not only was it a goal of mine to do, but it makes me so happy because now I can donate this to those that need them. And that really makes me happy to do nice things for others. So yeah, I'm really, really grateful I was able to do it, and it makes me feel really good. So the nice part is, if you're going to Michigan Fiber Festival, if you have any items you've created for Knit Michigan, or like chemo hats, things of that nature, they are accepting donations there. So if you go to Michigan Fiber Festival, go to their booth. I believe they're in Building B. I do not know if it's A or I mean, I'm not sure. It's in Building B. I know that Building B is like multiple buildings, but they're in Building B. I think they said they're in their location they were in last year. So I think, if I'm remembering correctly, if you go in the main entrance at the Michigan Fiber Festival through the gate and you just walk forward, I think you kind of run into Building B. It's a little confusing until you get your bearings, but it's such a cool place. So I highly recommend it if you haven't gone to Michigan Fiber Festival. If you are interested, it's super reasonable to attend. It's $5 if you go on Saturday, but if you want the whole weekend pass, which gives you access for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, it's $10. So it's such a deal. Like, if you only end up going Friday and Saturday, you paid $5 a day, which is very reasonable. So if you end up going Sunday as well, you get a major deal, because then you basically get a day free. So there you go. So much fun. So much fun. I love Michigan Fire Festival, if you can't tell. I'm really excited. I plan on going Friday and Saturday this year, because past years I've only gone Saturday, and I don't know. I am a person that gets stimulation overload. Is that the right word? Maybe. So I'm a very sensitive person, so I can get stimulation overload. And so when I go on Saturdays only, which is what I've done every year in the past that we've gone, it's almost like it's too much, because I'm trying to take it all in, and there's so much to see, and then I always feel like I'm missing out on things. And I am. Usually I don't see, actually I've never seen the sheepdog demonstrations. I've never gone, I'm not really gone into the animal areas and really explored the animal areas as much as I'd like. And this year I really want to look at the sheep in particular, since we're planning on getting sheep. So it's like, I'm going to really enjoy it this year by taking it slower. So I enjoy it if I go one day. Do not get me wrong. If you go one day, you will still enjoy Michigan Fire Festival. I love it. It's so much fun. You will meet so many wonderful people. You will see so much beautiful works of art, be it dyed yarn, oh my gosh, handmade baskets, all kinds of bags that are handmade for project bags, fiber, raw wool. Oh my gosh, I cannot say enough nice things. It's a huge festival. There is a reason it's considered, I think, the biggest fiber festival in Michigan. It's huge. So definitely check it out if you can. All right, I'll get off my little soapbox for Michigan Fiber Festival. It's next Friday if you're interested. Okay, so now works in progress. My gosh, look how long this video is already, and I'm just getting into works in progress. So I forgot part of my project. That's okay. You guys won't care, because so I was going to show you my big cozy cardi for Andrea Mowry, but literally it's the massive rectangle, and I knit another inch and that's it. And I totally forgot it in the other room, but there you go. I would totally go and get it right now, but I don't edit my videos and I will spare you guys. So anyway, big cozy cardi. I'll show you in the next video. Tune in next week for the big cozy cardi. I worked on my half and half triangles wrap a little bit and made more progress. I definitely can tell I made a lot of progress, because when I knit back and forth, it's going faster now. So this design is by Purl Soho. It is a free pattern. If you're not familiar with half and half triangles wrap, It's all over the internet. I'm late to the party, guys. I am late to the party, but I understand why people like it so much. So this is my Kismet colorway. Let's see if I can get it to come in the right color using natural light. It's just kind of blowing out. Anyway, this is Kismet. It's a beautiful speckled, slightly tonal. It's just beautiful. It reads as overall kind of a peachy colorway, but it has all these wonderful speckles. There's browns and like dark purple speckles. There's beautiful salmony speckles. It's just wonderful. This is on my alpaca base. It's, I say alpaca, but it's actually 20% superfine alpaca, 60% superwash merino, and 20% nylon. And it's very, very soft. It is so soft and fluffy. It's going to be so warm. And there's my absolutely adorable Hello Lavender Progress Keeper. Got that I think last year or 2 years ago. So cute, very summery. And there's my progress. And yes, I'm getting there because these are all the I'd say wrap and turns. So the pattern originally calls for wrap and turns. I'm doing German short rows. These are all German short rows. So I have made my way across. It is starting to look like a triangle now. So you can't see it because I'm in the middle of a row, but there's a point at this end, and then it gets bigger, bigger, bigger. And then this is that corner. And then there'll be a tip at the other end when I finish this one. And then I will attach my other colorway, which this is Kismet, which is one of my Multifarious Nature Yours Truly yarns. And then I'm going to attach, this is very in. Okay, I started this a while back, you guys. So this is not because of the Barbie movie. I didn't know anything about the Barbie movie. And this is my Strawberry Shortcake colorway, not Barbie, Strawberry Shortcake. And it is very Barbie associated though. It's a Barbie adjacent colorway, but this is Strawberry Shortcake. And that is what I'm going to use as my other colorway, as my other side of my half and half. So I am getting there, and I don't even care how long it takes me. I am loving knitting on this so much. I can see why many people make multiple half and half triangles wraps. I actually get it now. I get it. I'm not bored at all. Now, granted, I am totally doing fabulous speckled yarn, and speckled yarn just makes me want to keep knitting so much because you just see each color change. It's magical. If you've never worked with speckled yarn, give it a shot, you guys. Don't hate speckled yarn. Give it a shot. All right. I love it. So that's the half and half triangles wrap by Purl Soho using my Kismet colorway, which is that speckle, and I'll be using Strawberry Shortcake shortly. And I'm housing it in this super cute project bag that's covered in coffee mugs and hot cocoa mugs, and it is a beautiful, massive bag. You could definitely do a sweater in it. I have knit a sweater in it. It has 2 pouches. It has a divider in the middle that you can put your notions in, and it is by Allegheny Fiber Arts. Highly recommend checking her out. She will be at Michigan Fiber Festival, and it has this removable little wristlet on there. Very affordable. They're not cheap. Don't get me wrong. They're not cheap. But I have seen so many project bags out there in this world. And this is lined. It has a thick, like batting lining in it. And I'm just telling you, she makes a beautiful bag. Very well made. And it was super reasonably priced for project bags. So shout out to her because, and she's also very sweet. I've only encountered her once, but I very much enjoyed it. And I enjoyed it so much, and I enjoy her bag so much. I am definitely looking to go back to her booth. I usually try not to repeat buy from people too much because I love to support other artists, but sometimes when you find an artist that you just you jive with, like Seams by Sarah, it's hard not to become a repeat customer. So I would definitely grab another bag from Ugly Fiber Arts. All right. I'm just shouting out all kinds of makers today. My word. All right. There is one other project that I am working on. It's one of those things that I debate whether I should talk about certain projects I'm working on. Yada, yada, yada. This is an extremely personal project. Not that all projects aren't personal projects, but this one's pretty personal. For those of you that are new, you will not know this, but for those of you that are returning viewers, you know that my husband and I have had difficulties when it comes to growing our family. So for those of you that are new, we have in the past years lost little ones. Our babies are angels in heaven. They are not with us here on earth. So I had started this 2 years ago when we were pregnant with our second baby that didn't make it. I started a baby blanket. And the baby blanket, I'm pretty positive I started it before I knew I was pregnant with our second, because I really wanted to start doing a hope blanket. In essence, if you look at it, it's basically like a prayer shawl, but in blanket form. And the goal is that you say prayers over it for your future child as you are knitting it. And I've heard others doing this, and it's something that I had taken on 2 years ago, and I was working on it before and during my second pregnancy, and then we lost the baby. So I stopped working on it. I'm gonna be really honest about that. I have gone through all kinds of stages of grief over the years, and then we went a year without getting pregnant, and then we got pregnant again, and then we lost our third. I did not work on any projects, and the long and short of it is I'm working on that baby blanket again. We're not pregnant right now. I don't want to throw you guys in some type of loop here, but I actually took apart. So I ripped out the baby blanket I had worked on during my second pregnancy, and there was nothing wrong with that baby blanket. There's nothing wrong with it. However, I just didn't feel good about it at that point. I didn't feel good about it anymore. I needed to start fresh. So I ripped it out. It was very emotional. It was definitely part of my grieving process to rip it out, and I started it over again. And this time I did a different one. So I am just going to let you guys know this in case you want to create this blanket for yourself. It is the Droplet Blanket by Purl Soho. And I think there's a photo. Yeah, there's a photo here. It is this really pretty textured, very easy to follow textured pattern blanket. I am doing the small version, so there's two versions. There's the lap size, and then there is a, what do they call it? I think they call it crib or throw. So either it's a throw or it's crib size. So I'm doing the crib size. I'm using, because this has been a while, so I'm going to let you guys know what it is. So I'm using yarn from Hobby Lobby, Soft and Sleek DK Low Pill Fiber. Their Yarn Bee yarn. This color I don't think is available anymore. It's called Ocean Wave, but it's really beautiful. And so I have that one. It's very soft, completely washable. And then this I actually had received when I had purchased a bunch of sock yarn, I think, from someone a while back. This was in there, and it's this very much lace weight, multicolored yarn. Honestly, I don't think I have. Oh, I do. Oh my gosh, you guys! It's also Baby Bee. It's called Peach Fuzz. Again, I do not know if they carry it anymore. This would be from Hobby Lobby. It's their carrier yarn ombre. It's called Playtime, so it has multiple colors in it. And I'm just holding that double, so it's making this really super soft, fluffy blanket. And so I'll be honest, by creating this, pattern is going to be pretty obliterated because of that carrier yarn that I'm carrying, but it's about the process of knitting it, not so much whether I see the pattern. So it's a lot about the process for me. So I'm very much enjoying working on this right now. I am looking at it as a prayer blanket. I am focusing on that, and it is a very positive experience at the moment. I don't feel I don't feel negative about it. When I first thought of basically knitting on the original blanket again, I did feel negative about it. I didn't feel good about it. It did not feel like a good idea. So it did occur to me to rip it out, and I'm really glad I did, because I feel like a fresh slate, and it feels really good. So I'm just doing that. You can kind of see that pattern a little bit, but for the most part, it's pretty obliterated because of that halo, but it's so stinking soft. I just couldn't go without doing the carrier. I think it would have been beautiful with just that blue, but I think that carrier just adds this whole nother dimension. It's super soft, fluffy, and very pretty. So yes, this is going to be a baby prayer blanket that I'm working on, and it's called the Droplet Blanket by Purl Soho. So I want to let you guys know that it's one of those things. I hesitate to talk about it because I know it can be triggering for some people, but I really want to talk about it because I think it's important to know that we all go through different struggles in our life and ups and downs. And I will tell you, even though a lot of people, like, I've heard people say this to me, I guess, they're like, oh, you're doing so well, this and that. And I am doing well. I am doing well. I'm in a good place right now. I'm having a lot more better days. It has helped me immensely taking a higher level of vitamin D because I was very deficient, and that affects me emotionally, physically. Being vitamin D deficient is no joke. So that has helped me so much with the way I feel right now, as well as going through the process of grieving. I allow myself to go through the process, and that's important. So don't feel bad if you're in the midst of it and you're struggling, because that is true. And I have days that are hard. I've had less hard days lately, which I'm incredibly grateful for, actually. Incredibly grateful. So I feel like I'm in a really good spot right now, and part of that was starting this again, by praying for our future baby, prayers of hope, prayers of health, prayers of peace. These are all things that make you feel good. So yes, this is something positive that I can work on, and I want to talk about it because if someone else is struggling with something like this, I want to let you know it's okay that you're struggling with it, but give yourself some grace. And if you feel that you want to rip out your project and start fresh, it's okay, and it might make you feel better. But I'm not telling you have to do that. I'm just saying, if you feel that you should, like you feel a strong urge that you should, which I did, it did help. I just want to let you know that it did help me. So there you have it. That is my works in progress this week. I just started today. I think I knit like 2 rows on my DRK Everyday socks. So I didn't bring those because there's not visible, like you won't be able to tell it actually did anything. So I did want to let you know that. But you can watch my previous videos and that talk about it. I've also done a lot of spinning lately. Today and yesterday I did some spinning. I actually had the day off today because at work they're really pushing that we use our vacation time. So I took a vacation day, and it happened to fall on a beautifully sunny, gorgeous day. I spent a lot of time sitting outside. I went to our garden. So I guess we'll kind of segue this into life update. So this, I guess, is part of my life update. So fall oriented, like I said, I'm leaning towards fall oriented things right now. You guys, are you leaning towards fall oriented things too? I'm not saying you have to like fully commit to fall, please. I'm not saying that, but I saw, I think it's Oner Ok Air, the company that creates Nitaden yarn. They had an update last night. For me, it was last night, very late last night. And I fought the urge. I fought the urge hard. You guys, be so proud of me. For those of you that are trying to also like pinch your pennies and this and that and the other thing, let me tell you, it was very hard not to buy some yarn. But I didn't. I fought the urge. I wanted to though because she has some gorgeous colors. And one of her colors is very similar to a color I've been thinking of dyeing myself. So I was like, well, shoot. I'll just dye the color I want and it will, you know, be similar. Not the same, but similar because I was thinking about that color too. But she has, yeah, some beautiful colors, and those deep colors made me think again of fall. And I do love the peace that comes with fall and winter, the peace that comes with it. I know a lot of people say it's a hectic time during the holidays, but there's a peace to it as well because you're not having to do all the stuff outside. Like if you have gardens and things like that, and obviously mowing, it takes up a lot of time, and it's it's a a time suck. However, during the winter you don't have that. You know, you might have to shovel here and there, but you don't have the same. It's not the same outdoor commitment. So now segue back to the garden end of things. So today I went to the garden and I found a bunch more cucumbers, big cucumbers, and some tomatoes. Our tomatoes are funky though. So I want to poll you guys and ask. So if you are gardeners and your tomatoes have speckling on the plant itself, speckling, and then a lot of the tomatoes have like dark, almost like black markings on the top, and there's some of them are like starting to split open, and like I don't know, all kinds of crazy stuff going on. They're looking really sad, and a lot of the plants are getting withered. The body of the plant is withering. I don't know. I feel like there's something wrong. There's clearly something wrong. I just don't know what it is. So if you are a more advanced gardener, if you could please let me know in the comments what you think that might be, I would greatly appreciate it because I have no idea. I water it semi-regularly. I'd say every other day or so I try to water, but if we have rain coming, I usually don't. Like today, I was debating watering, but I'm actually thinking not because I think we're supposed to get a little rain tomorrow, so I don't think I'm going to water. I don't know. Let me know. Let me know in the comments below if you know what on earth could be going on with my tomatoes. No idea. I grabbed a few more beets. So we have some more beets that came in. I'm definitely going to pickle those. I pickled my first set of beets I ever pickled, and they're so stinking good. So good. I like pickled things. So I also want to pickle these cucumbers. So when I go to the food store tomorrow, I'm going to be picking up, I think I need pickling salt. I don't know if I have to use pickling salt, but I think I'm going to get some pickling salt. We have lots of jars. That's not an issue. But yeah, I want to make canned pickles. So I want to make them so that they're shelf stable because I mean, I like pickles, but I'm not going to eat them all in one sitting. So I definitely want to make sure that I can store them in our cold storage, or cool, I should say cool storage, our cool storage, and not just in the fridge, because I have nothing against refrigerator canning. It's not canning, it's refrigerator. They just call them like refrigerator pickles, where you just put them in a brine, but you put them directly into the fridge. You don't actually can them, so you like heat them. I want to actually heat them so that they're canned. So that is my goal, to do that this weekend, because I don't want them to go bad. I do not want to spoil them. They're so good. Fresh cucumber is so amazing. And I've been drinking cucumber water for the last couple days because we have so many cucumbers, and it's so good. So good. I was talking about at the beginning of the video. Cucumber water. So good. Not just for spas, you guys. You can do it at home too. So, I think that's it. Oh, like I said, I was doing some spinning. I was working with my curb fleece. Originally I was just going to do a sample, but I'm fully committed to doing a full skein. So I'm going to do a 2-ply. I am currently filling up my first bobbin, and then I'll do my second bobbin, and I will ply them together, and I'm really excited about it because I think it's going to be a beautiful fleece for a sweater. My goal is to make a sweater with it. I am a big sweater person. I like making sweaters. I wear them a lot. I wear my hand knit sweaters a lot. I wear them at work. I wear them around my home. It's quite cold here. Like I said, I live in Michigan, so in the winter here it can get quite cool. And if it's just a cooler day and I don't have to wear my big coat, I can wear my sweater outside with layer and it'll be so comfortable. So, big fan of sweaters. So are you guys spinners? Are you spinning anything? Or knitters? What are you working on? I'd love to hear what projects you guys are working on. Please share in the comments below. I always love catching up with you guys and hearing about your latest and greatest. And, yes, what's going on in your part of the world? I'd love to know. Are you gardeners? Do you have a garden? Or do you have any pets? You know, I'd love to hear from you guys. And if you're going to Michigan Fiber Festival, please let me know. I would love to catch up with you. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. And I look forward to chatting with you soon. Take care. Bye.